Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is Annie 235, and I'm going to take you through how to create hair in Vroid Studio. And unfortunately, Vroid Studio has changed their format as far as exporting. They don't allow any other industry standard formats, so it's just VRM. So we've got to actually download three things to get this to work. All right, the first thing you're going to download is Vroid Studio 1.19.0. If you need to know more information about how to download, I've got a link in Module 6. And look for Vroid. There's a big image of the software. So underneath that, just follow the directions to install Vroid. And then, of course, you need to install the VRM add-on for Blender. And that is something we need to have for it to convert the VRM into FBX or OBJ file format so we can see it in Maya. So here is these are the three software pieces that you need. Again, there's a list and links on Module 6, so look for that. And so what you just have to do is once they're downloaded, go ahead and install Vroid Studio 1.19 first, and then install Blender 3.4. And do not unzip this. Keep that zipped, okay? If you need to, put it in a folder and name it VRM or something like that. But do not open that. Do not unzip it. Don't open it. It won't work then, okay? So make sure you keep that zipped. Okay, with that said, go ahead and close that. Once those three things are installed, again, there's going to be instructions on how to install the VRM add-on or plugin or whatever you want to call it, because I really don't use Blender, but there's a way to do it, and I've got instructions for that, so please look at those. If you have questions, or just let me know. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is to make sure that we start Vroid. Okay. And the first thing you want to do is you can just click on New, or if you want to do a sample avatar first. We're really not interested in the character. We're just interested in actually using the hair. Because the character, clothing, and all that stuff, I want you to model yourself. So keep that in mind. I do not want you to grab the clothing and use it and say you did it. I'm okay with you doing the hair. That's fine. That's just a fast way. The hair is very hard to do. It's very time consuming. It could take you a week just to do the hair, and we just don't have that time. So we're going to go ahead and just grab the hair from here. So I'm going to click on New. All right, and you're probably wondering how I got the black background, because it comes in as white, but I'll show you in just a minute. I'm going to click on this character. You can do male or female. And if I go into settings, if I click on these three little bars here, you can go into settings. And this is where you can change the theme from light to dark. And then do 3D preview quality to high. Okay? That is it. And then we've got the face. You can, again, I'm not interested in the face or the body or the outfit or anything like that, because we're not going to be using this stuff, because I want you to create your own outfit yourself. You're going to learn a lot more from doing that. The hairstyle is a different thing. That just takes so much time to do if we do it manually. So I am okay with you finding a hairstyle or creating your own hairstyle. I've got some videos in Module 6 that you can look at how to create your own hairstyle, but they also have hairstyles. And to keep this short and to the point, I'm going to go ahead and just select something and then use it. Okay, so I'm going to select this one right here. And as you can see, I can rotate around if I can. There we go. It's a little different than mine. I'm holding the Alt key and I'm middle mouse button moving it around. and then the right mouse button you can rotate. Okay. So unfortunately, we just can't separate the hair from the body and just do the hair. So we have to do the whole entire character. So that's okay. So once you get the hair, or if you create your own hair, which is really easy to do, I'm just not going to do that right now. I just want to keep this really short, this video short. So once you get your hair styled the way you want it, you're ready to export it, then you are going to go to export here. So you'll click on this arrow that goes up, and we're going to go export as VRM. Okay, click on that. All right, and here's our character. We don't want to reduce polygons. Just leave it as is. Reduce materials and reduce bones. No. So we're going to export that out, and just going to put in a title something like, if you're going to do different kinds of hair, I'd probably just do something like hair, and then do a 01. So we know that's just my hairstyle 01. You might want to do export 5 or 6 of these, so just keep that in mind. So you can, there we go. All right, so I'm the creator. All right, and then we're good to go there. I don't need to worry about anything else here. It's just telling you you're not allowed to redistribute this, and we're just using it, right? So anyway, we're just not going to redistribute. We're going to use it for our own personal use, and click on export. And I've already done this once, so I'm going to go ahead and so now you just rename this, okay? And the reason why I do hair 01 is because if I have 5 or 6 hairstyles, I can just do hair 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can even describe it even more if you want to be more descriptive, but I'm just going to do that for now. Okay, that's going to send it out as the VRM. Okay. Yes, I already know. Okay, so I'm going to save it over there. And you're done. It's going to take a little time to process, but once that's processed, we can go ahead and minimize that. And of course, you should have Blender already started or already installed. Okay, and the plugin. So I'm going to click on that. All right, and I'm going to go to Blender will open up, and I'm going to go to General. And you could get rid of that cube if you want to. Just delete the cube. And you can go to File, and you're going to go to Import. Now this is where you're going to find your VRM. If you don't see it, you did not install it properly. Okay? So to install it properly, you have to go to Preferences, and you have to go to Add-ons, and you have to make sure Community is selected. You're going to go click on Install, and you're going to click on the VRM zip folder. You don't open it up, just on the zip folder, and install it. And that's it. Okay? Right? So that's about all she wrote on that, and then you can go to File, and then import your VRM. All right, and then make sure you put it in a folder. If you're working on a project from Maya, I would just put it in there. That makes it a lot easier for you to kind of find things. All right, so I've got this character module 6, and I'm going to go down to scenes, and I'm going to place it in there. Now I've already done that, so there it is. You can see it, and then import VRM. This takes a little while, so just be patient, or get yourself a cup of coffee, or there we go. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. I'm just using my middle mouse button. Now if I want to move around, I'm going to hold down. Let's see if I can do this right. It's been a while. There we go. Hold down the middle mouse button, and hold down the shift and middle mouse button will let you move around, move the camera around. And then again, I'm new to this too. The middle mouse button, you just hold it down, and then you can rotate. So shift and middle mouse button lets you move the camera side to side, up and down. And then you can rotate the camera just holding down the middle mouse button. There we go. And you can zoom in by using your middle mouse button too. So just kind of zoom in on the hair. We're just going to focus on that. All right, I'm just going to click on the hair. And the next thing we're going to do is, it's made out of triangles and we don't want that. So we're going to go from object mode, click on this object mode to edit mode. Okay. And you can see that it's all triangulated. We don't want that. You know, we talk about in Maya, we don't want to see that triangulated surface. So how do you get rid of that? I'm going to go from, so we're in edit mode. Now we're going to go to face. If you go to face, you can go from, click on face and go from tris to quads. Okay, click on that. And that makes it all quadrangles, which is what we want. We need to go back from the edit mode to object mode. Okay, make sure that's selected. Don't select any of the joints you see here. And then go to file and then export. And you can export it as an FBX, which is fine, or we can export it as the OBJ, or we can do both. I'm going to do both. I need to tell it where to go. So I'm going to go to my projects again, find my project folder and scenes, and then I'm going to go ahead and just call this for the SBX. I'm going to call this J Byers MOD6 hair. Okay. And I can call it _01 because, yeah, there we go. And then that's going to be an FBX. So go ahead and export. Now you can go over here. I don't mess with any of this stuff because I really don't know what's going on here. I don't use Blender, but anyway, just export it out. You should be okay. All right. Give that a second or two to save it out. It should be a small enough file. Okay, now I'm going to do OBJ just in case things go wrong. I'm going to do wavefront OBJ. And go back to Maya projects and go back into my folder. There we go. And scenes. And then I can go in here and name it whatever I want. And this will be J Byers module 6 hair 1. Here we go. And that should be good. So click on that. There we go. I had to kind of click it twice, but it's working. It's working fine. So I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to go to Maya. There we go. There it is. So I'm going to open up Maya, and we'll go ahead and import the hair, and I'll take you through that part of it as well. Okay, we finally got Maya open, and so all we need to do is you can get your character and place your character in there. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to keep this very simple and show you how to import it. But if you have your character in here, the character is ready to go, then all you have to do is go to File and go to Import into the option box. And import and find your character, whatever you named it. It better be in here. Let's see here. Where did I put it? Did I get the right one? No, I need to set my project. File, set my projects. I didn't set my project, so let me do that. There we go. Set the project. Now I can go in there and open my. Oh, can't do that. Got to File, Import. There we go. Click on that. Find my hair. Where is it at? Vroid hair. There we go. There's OBJ. We should have an FBX. Yeah, there it is. Let's try that one. So I found the FBX. Import it. Oh, it brought everything in. No, I only wanted the hair. Oh, I probably forgot to do export selection. Anywho, so that's not very much fun. Oops, sorry. Bumped into my microphone. Alrighty. Well, let's see what we got here. Armature. Okay, we don't need that. Delete that. Oh, that's better. Delete that. Oh, that's better. Delete that. Oh, that's even better. There we go. So there's the hair. Let's go ahead and delete by type history and freeze transformations, center pivot, the whole thing. And maybe it won't let me do that. Let's break the connection. Like, I can see like there's like some kind of a translate on here. So I'm going to break that connection, hopefully. Break connections. And it's like stuck. Unlock selected. There we go. So select everything and then right click over it and go to unlock selected. Okay. All right, and we've got FBX. We've got some strange art. It looks like they're hard edges. So let's go ahead and soften all that up. So go to, hold down the space bar, go to mesh display and soften edge. And let's see if that helped. If not, then we'll just deal with what we have. Oh, that did work. Looks good. All right, that's great. And we've got all this other stuff in here we don't need. I don't know. It's I'm just gonna get rid of it, see what happens. I deleted my type history, so I'm gonna delete that. There we go. So all we have is the hair. That's great. So you might want to bring the hair in by itself and then export it as an MB file or an FBX file again. But that's what I would do. Probably bring it in by itself and get it cleaned up like I showed you how I did it. And then you can export it out as hair. So you can just go to File, Export Selection, and just export as a MB file if you want to. That way you can keep it. So let's just call this character underscore hair or something like that. 1. And then there you go. And that way you can pop it back in. So you just, go File, New, and do a new scene with your character, okay? And then you can import it into with your character and it'll be all cleaned up. Now it may be super small or maybe super big. I have no idea, but you can scale it. I've got it unlocked over here now, so you can scale it or size it in any way you want to get it shaped to for your character, okay? Shouldn't be any problem that way. Next thing we need to talk about is once you get it on your character, you got everything scaled up right, and you want to move or change the way the hair looks. It's a little harder to do that, but I suppose you could move these vertex by vertex, which would be insane to do. So you just kind of have to fiddle around with it until you get it the way you want it. And if you don't like this haircut, you can always bring other ones in or create other ones in Vroid. But anyway, it's pretty quick. And I'll show you how to texture it real quick. You don't have to UV map it, which is awesome. It's already UV mapped for you guys, which is nice. Go to UV editor, and you can see this all laid out. Now, some things go outside. Don't worry about that. And if it does cause a problem, you can always go into the UV editor and move those in, because you can just UV shell, just move everything back in there if you need to, okay? So no worries there. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, which is no big deal. So, all right, that's what we have so far. What I need you to do, though, is to download the hair texture from Module 6. So you're going to have to download the hair texture. You can see where it is, modeling hair using cards. This is the really difficult way of doing it. It's not as easy and intuitive as Vroid, but you can create super realistic hair in Maya, but it takes a long time. But I wanted to show you at least how it's done, that you at least know how it works. But you're going to be using Vroid for this. This just makes it a lot easier and more fun for you guys. for the haircut, but you're going to need to at least download my textures, my hair textures, so you can follow along. So do that now if you haven't done so, and unzip the folder and put these textures in your source images folder. I want you to always work in a project. That means you have a scenes folder, you have a source images folder to put your scenes and your textures. Okay, so download that now, and then pause the video, and then we can come back. You can come back to the video. All right. Okay, so we're ready to. Everything's UV mapped, and even if you left it the same, it's going to be fine. So now we're just going to add a texture to it. So I'm going to go hold down the right mouse button over it and go to Assign New Material. And in here, I'm going to go to Arnold Shader and click on AI Standard Surface. Okay. I'm going to want to delete by type history. So delete the history here on this one. That's right here. And then rename the material something like hair 01 TX, something like that. And in the color, we're going to add the color of the hair in here. Okay. So go to File and turn the filter type to off. Go ahead and find the texture that you're using, blonde or brown. So I'm going to do brown. Okay, I'm going to click open. And I'm going to hit the 6 key, and there we go. Now it looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. The texture right off the bat looks really good. And so I'm going to go to shading and lighting, and go to use flat lighting. That's going to allow you to see it a little bit better. Okay, flat lighting. There we go. Because it's just using the lighting in 360 degrees, so that we have no shadows. Okay, flat lighting. Okay, and I use that to be able to see the my Arnold textures, because normally they're very dark, and I don't know why, but they're just very dark. So I'm going to I turn flat lighting on. If you use default lighting, look how dark that is, and sometimes you don't even see the Arnold texture. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add, when it's rendered, you want to be able to see the strands. So there's some things here we can do still. I'm going to go out of this material. I'm going to click on this box with the arrow out. This brings us back to the front, to the beginning. So do we have a metalness map? No. Do we have a roughness map? Probably. But the one I'm really wanting to add is open the geometry and add a normal map. That's important. So I'm going to click on that. Go to File, like we did before. Use as. I'm going to change this to tangent space normals. We're going to go into the bump value. Click on the arrow, and then make sure you have off on here. And we're going to go ahead and add the normal map, if I can find it. Normal, where are you? I did see it. There it is. So that's where we get the strands, like the separation of hair right there. Okay, so I'm going to add that. Now you're not going to be able to see this until you actually render it, and then you'll be able to see it. I'm going to turn this lighting back to flat. That's it. So once you're done, you save your hair out, and you are good to go. And that's it for now, and you can scale this, shape this any way you like. And let me know how it goes. And another way of shaping this is using a lattice deformer. It's pretty easy. So let's say you can't shape it enough by doing this and this, right? You want to have a little more control. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, there is the lattice deformer. So let's go ahead and find that. I'll show you that real quick. So deform, go to deform. I'm holding down the space bar, by the way. We have a cluster, lattice, there it is, lattice deformer. So I'm going to open that up. And we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're going to go 4 by 4 by 4. Okay. And I'm going to do 4 by 4 by 4. Okay, and then I'm going to click on, we're going to center around selection. Okay, click on create. And so with this allows me, if I right click over this, go to lattice point, and I can actually click on one of these lattice points and move it around. You can see how it moves the hair a little bit. So that might be just enough control to move certain things around, right? Or pull certain things, make it a little bit wider, okay? So it's not perfect, okay, by any means, but it allows you to move in this, maybe move that in and then move that out. I mean, it gives you some, it gives you a form of moving things, okay? Instead of going in there one by one and moving these vertices around, which you can do, okay? Once you're done with anything like a lattice deformer or any other kind of deformer, you just delete the history and it's gone. So I'm going to delete the history and then it goes away. The next thing I want you to remember is that we do have, if you open up, double click on the move tool, we do have the soft selection tool, which is really kind of cool. So I would probably do this as well on top of what I just showed you. And what you want to do is you want to select a vertex. Let's say we want to move that particular hair out of the way, let's say, and we can do that. Okay, just kind of move it around. It's up to you. All right, that's it, and hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully that helped you. Again, you can save this out and then import it into with your character, and it looks pretty good. All right, have a good day. I'll see you next time.